historic Bullet Bob Armstrong Memorial Arena. My name is Coleman Michael, joined by Rory T. Miller, here for DCW Synergy. And folks, after what we saw transpire last week, there are a lot of questions still up in the air in regards to the Junior Heavyweight Championship. However, I'm here to answer a few of those questions. I've been told that the championship has been declared vacant, with a new tournament starting January 23rd to crown a new champion.
A lot of confusion, a lot of excitement, a new champion to be crowned. That was the decision made by the DCW office. But Carmen, you have something else to say, don't you?
Well, here to crown our new champion on January 23rd is the one and only, the legendary Dr. Tom Pritchard, returning to the Gulf Coast, a former junior heavyweight champion in his own right. He'll be here to make sure that we have a new junior heavyweight champion.
The legend himself, a legend of NWA, a former champion even in the biggest promotion in wrestling, and an Alabama wrestling legend who's going to be right back here in the Bullet.
And he's trained a who's who of the top professional wrestlers in the world. We're talking about names like The Rock, Kurt Angle, the list goes on and on and on. He will be here January 23rd. Folks, get your tickets now. Check social media for more details. However, that's not the only confusion that's in the air in regards to last week. We saw in our main event a lot of chaos and commotion in our main event with the Tag Team Championships. I've been told that DCW management has sent a camera crew to catch up with the DCW Tag Team Champions, Brute Force Bounties. Let's take a look now.
The year of dominance for the Brute Force Bounties on top of the tag team world. Oh, there's no doubt about it, they're poised. Wait a minute! What the hell is this? Hey! That's Pressure Control and Jack Passion!
Killed. Trucy. Oh, DCW film crew here. Do the interview. You still want to do it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bring him in. Come on in.
Yeah, come on in, guys.
Diamond Championship Wrestling, welcome to the Gulag, home base of the Brute Force Bounties. I am Reaper, he is Sergey, and together we are your DCW Tag Team Champions. Titles that we earned by going through war against arguably the most dominant tag team in DCW history. For months, we fought these guys, battle after battle.
And at the final battle, All Sales Final 2, there was one team standing tall. After the dust settled and the smoke cleared, it was Brute Force Bounties, new tag team champions. Arms raised high, belts in the air. It was a moment that we worked for, a moment that we sacrificed for, a moment that was stolen from us.
Stolen from us by a couple of prima donnas who decided that they couldn't stand that somebody else was in the spotlight. I'm talking about Jack Passion and Crusher Cottrell. Well, gentlemen, if you want a war, against the Brute Force Bounties, we'll go to war. But there's one thing you should know about these titles. These titles aren't going anywhere.
Yet! You gentlemen, no, you trucy cowards, think you made a statement by attacking us from behind? No. All you did was paint a big red target on your backs and get yourselves added to the bounty board.
That's right. So if you take a look at our little dysfunctional family tree here, I want you to see that every single member is on it.
Yeah.
And that's an issue because you should have finished us when you had the chance. Now we're coming after every single one of you. So Jack Passion, I want you to go home. I want you to pick out the best bedazzled jersey you have. Pick out the song and dance and prance your way down to the ring. But here's the thing. I want you to bring your ugly mug bestie and have him bring his 2 dysfunctional pop band members. Because now that every single one of you is on the bounty board, there's only 3 things that are going to happen. 3 things that Brute Force Bounties does very well.
We smash 'em, we bag 'em, and we tag 'em. Brute Force Bounties.
You know what I miss most about playing? Yelling, "Hey!" So I got this job. I got your pizza. Hey! Brady's back. Pizza Hut!
The goat?
Pizza Hut! Mom! Roughing the passer.
Shake it off, Gramps.
Get our biggest pizza for the biggest games. The Big New Yorker for only $10. Don't forget the pizza before the...
Hut!
The beach is always just a lime away. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Some dream of curling up on the couch for the night. Others dream of spending all day in their outdoor oasis.
You're my favorite.
Whatever the dream, it's in reach. At IKEA, dream the possibilities.
I don't trust nobody. Nah, lay me down to sleep. I don't trust nobody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gulfport, Mississippi, Thaddeus Takeover Collins.
Hello and welcome to DCW Synergy. Our first matchup of the night is Thaddeus Takeover Collins making his way to the ring fresh off that best of 5 series with Walter Alexander.
Thaddeus Collins coming out the victor in that best of 5 series.
Look, it's more than just a nickname, it's more than a moniker here in the year 2026. Thaddeus looking to take over the ranks here at DCW. He wants championship gold.
Collins continues to be fired up here. In the bullet.
Very dominant presence. 300 pounds. Thaddeus Takeover Collins looking focused for his match
And
here.
his opponent from Talladega, Alabama. Here's Andy V10 Hansen.
I got a question for you, Rory. Are you fired up?
I'm ready to rev my engines into the new year.
Easy now, not this close to me. Andy V10 Hansen coming off that victory in the handicap match back at All Cells Final 2. Looking to capitalize off that momentum here in the new year. And you have to imagine his eyes firmly set on the DCW Heavyweight Championship held by a man who he once claimed to be a friend in Jack Passion.
We saw his impassioned, no pun intended, attempt to see reason with Jack Passion, but Jack Passion was not having it. But now Andy V10 needs to put that aside just for a moment in order to focus on his opponent across the ring from him here.
Well, to the shock of everyone here at DCW, I'm not sure there's any talking sense into Jack Passion. This is certainly not the same Jack Passion that we've come to know and love over these last 2 years.
And similarly, I would say this is not the same Andy V10 Hansen that we've seen in recent months, not because of some sort of change of heart, but because this man has been at it tooth and nail in the gym, working on his strength, working on his conditioning, getting better and better as the weeks go by.
Oh, he's really coming to his own. You've seen that growth and development happen here at DCW. Special thanks to our head trainer and Scott Armstrong, who's really done a tremendous job here with Andy V10 Hansen. Now both men thinking the same thing. Off the ropes. That's a whole lot of humanity crashing into one another. And of course, DCW Synergy could not take place without our sponsors. Shout out to the stable and Big Bad Breakfast for keeping the lights on here at DCW Synergy.
I'd say Big Bad Breakfast is something that Thaddeus Collins has every morning.
This man certainly had his Wheaties this morning, I'll tell you that.
That massive arm is just draped across the face of Andy Hansen.
And V10 certainly no stranger to tossing around some weight. You mentioned it, spends all that time in the gym. I've certainly seen this man toss around a fair amount of weight. But here tonight, if he wants to walk out victorious, he's going to have to do the same thing to Thaddeus Collins, and that's a much different task.
Very few people in DCW have the power that Takeover Collins does. And right now, Collins continuing to wrench in that headlock, but V10 keeping at his own pace. Off the ropes.
A face-up maneuver there.
Huge shoulder tackle takes down Collins.
The man from Talladega doing a great left turn there. And now off the ropes, full steam ahead. Caught, hip toss from Thaddeus Takeover Collins.
And now the quickness of Takeover Collins is on display here.
Absolutely deceptive just how agile, how athletic this man is. Now going into the cover, looking to put away V10.
He moves like a junior heavyweight out there, Carmen.
How impressive is that at over 300 pounds, moving around the way he is. Andy Hansen grabbing that lower back. You can see the damage done already.
Collins talking to the ref a little bit about that count, but Collins, you got to stay on your man here. Let's worry less about the referee and let them do their job, and you do yours, which is continue to level in that punishment.
I agree. I understand getting frustrated. However, you cannot take your eyes off the prize. You have to keep your eye on the ball here, especially when it's someone the caliber of Andy V10 Hansen sitting to the corner. Getting that lower back, hitting that middle turnbuckle.
Takeover, getting the crowd behind him here.
Going for the splash, nobody home.
That'd be like being hit by a Mack truck, but if there's one person that knows what that's
Oh my God!
It's V10, but the back, he could not lift up. Takeover.
Andy with eyes bigger than his stomach could handle there was trying to hoist up Thaddeus Collins, unable to get the big man up for the body slam.
And let's not forget, V10 might not be 100% after his grueling contest in that handicap match all the way back at All Sales Final 2.
Well, not just the handicap match. You have to cast your eyes back to earlier in the night when Jack Passion and Crusher Cottrell laid boots to Andy V10 Hansen. He entered that handicap match already injured. Entered the match with the tape around his ribs. Really was a walking target. And now off the ropes. Oh, was charging in. Eats a shoulder to the midsection. What does Collins have in mind here? Oh my God, sunset flip!
Into the cover. You have got to be kidding me, Carmen.
Good God almighty.
That is the pound for pound. That is the most massive sunset flip I think I've ever seen.
Well, here in the new year, there's certainly a lot of high stakes. Everyone wants to plant their foot, wants to move forward, have that momentum, much like the college football playoffs, which we encourage you to watch going to our sponsors over at the stable. Your number one place to watch the college football playoffs in Mobile. Forearm strike to the lower back. And that target set here on Andy Hansen.
Yeah, he was favoring it earlier. We know he was probably coming in. Of course, the officials and the doctors are going to check in on him before the match, but V10's not gonna stay down. He's going to continue going into 2026 with a full head of steam, but a cover here.
Collins just about able to seal the deal. However, Andy V10 Hansen able to power up off the mat.
Had a chance to speak to both of these men in the locker room before tonight's show, and there are few in the entirety of pro wrestling that I think have the same level of intensity, level of drive and focus as these two. Both are students of the game, both literally and figuratively, asking questions, watching tape back, doing everything they can to get in the best condition possible to make 2026 their year.
Both of these men certainly have done things the right way They put in a lot of hard work and dedication. We'll see if that effort proves to be fruitful here tonight. Our first outing from both of these men in 2026. Both men thinking the same thing, and both men are down.
These two have been giving each other everything they have, and now a midair collision takes both of them down. This is what separates the champions from the challengers, Carmen, is when you're in the deep waters this far into the match. You got to find that extra gear. But both of these men back to their feet.
These two men showing exactly what DCW is all about, the crown jewel of the Gulf Coast for a reason. The diamond standard as both men looking to secure that first victory of the year.
Strike after strike, neither man budging.
Both men back and forth, and now just trading haymakers.
You were talking about championship tournaments earlier. There's a hockey fight just broke out in the middle of that ring.
Oh, Hansen able to slip out, lands on his feet.
Oh, knee to the midsection. No way, V10.
Good God! The strength of Andy Hansen.
Lifting up Thaddeus Collins. And feeling the crowd here.
He's got him! He's got him! Body slam from Hansen! Down goes Collins!
V10 could do it here.
This has got to be it. Hansen looking to seal the deal. Going for the dead end.
Center of the ring cover.
He's done it.
Here is your winner, Andy V10 Hansen.
Both men giving it their all here in our opening contest. However, Andy V10 Hansen proving that he had just a little more in the tank. Folks, up next, triple threat action. Do not go anywhere.
I take myself up to keep from snacking.
You should try Wonderful Pistachios. They're tasty and healthy.
Delicious. High five.
See you out there.
Introducing new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Everybody come clap your hand. Or don't you know when you dance, you've got to smile or you can't cry. Try it a while, you'll be surprised. Baby, it's a rock and roll.
Pop, spin, and slide like an original. The original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Wellness perfectly picked for you. Now at Target.
Just stress sweating through my third set of scrubs. Totally normal, very healthy. I'm sure it's not a sign of emotional unraveling.
You need new Secret Clinical Antiperspirant, STAT. Secret gives 3 times more stress sweat protection.
Thanks.
Got a bunch. Secret, stay fresher under pressure.
What do you think about T-Mobile Home Internet only being $35 a month?
We need to take your mind off of this. Come check out my new man cave.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month and it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Introducing first, from Knockham Stiff, Ohio, at a weight of 200 pounds, he is the blood diamond of professional wrestling, Walter Alexander.
Now, Rory, I know you're a very well-traveled individual. Could you tell me where exactly on a map Knockham Stiff, Ohio is?
Well, Carmen, as you know, I am a native Tennessean. I had to do my best to not venture forth into the Ohio region, so unfortunately, couldn't quite tell you, but
nonetheless, the blood diamond of professional wrestling set for competition here. Triple threat action to keep us rolling along here on Synergy.
His opponent, from Mobile, Alabama, he is the main man, Aaron Stone!
Listen to the reception here at the Bullet Bob Armstrong Memorial Arena. We could be witnessing the birth of a star here for the debuting Aaron Stone.
The main man is already a made man here in Mobile, Alabama.
Aaron Stone set for his singles debut here at DCW on Synergy. Quite a lot of pressure riding on this young man here, but fortunately for Aaron Stone, he's got the crowd here at the Bullet Bob Armstrong Memorial Arena riding behind him.
Carmen, I can barely hear you.
And their opponent, by way of McAllen, Texas, he is built different, Donald Blake.
The last time we saw Donald Blake was holding tag team championship gold. However, that mindset has to alter as he re-enters the singles division. He's looking focused, he's looking prepared, but after a year being in the tag team division, how does that affect his strategy here tonight?
Carmen, we have here, they say he's built different. Sometimes building different means you build different. This is a new face here for Donald Blake. And I bet you after the reception we heard for Aaron Stone, well, already we got a lot of chaos going on here, but I bet Donald Blake is gonna have a lot to say about how this town ain't big enough for the three of them standing in that ring.
Walter Alexander and Donald Blake taking a look at the newcomer Aaron Stone as the two veterans having to sit back and watch as the crowd showing love for the newcomer. After all the years that these two men have put in here, not just at DCW, but all across the Southeast, all across the Gulf Coast, you gotta imagine it rubs them a little bit the wrong way seeing Aaron Stone come in here in his first night here at DCW getting the response he just did.
It certainly rubs them the wrong way, but they did exactly what you would expect a veteran like them to do, or to have the more experience over the newcomer Aaron Stone, taking him out right away, eliminating him from the equation, and it's certainly in these triple threat matchups, that's what you got to do. You got to take one person out of the equation, so why not go after the main man?
Certainly helping the odds for these two gentlemen here as you see Walter Alexander locking in the side headlock. Donald Blake, no stranger to, blurring the lines when it comes to the rules, getting a handful of hair, trying to break free.
Yeah, sometimes you might create a line yourself, but you know the sand in the desert will just kind of blur it up a bit for you, right? Cowboy puns.
I've seen the line in the sand, and much like Evolution being a mystery, Aaron Stone, a bit of a wild card here, a mystery in his own right.
You don't know what to expect from the main man, and right now he's given everything, strike after strike, taking out both of his opponents in this triple threat contest.
Electric response here, and brought down by Walter Alexander. Walter looking to extinguish the flame here early.
But Aaron Stone is still in control, and now he's taking Walter Alexander on a little tour of the ring.
Listen, from everything I know from Aaron Stone, this is a man who has been fighting his entire life. He's no stranger to an uphill battle, and that's certainly what he has in store here tonight against two of the top prospects here in DCW. But right now, Aaron Stone standing tall. Super kick from Walter.
Carmen, I am hyped out of my mind right now. This place is going unglued.
Into the cover. Broken up by Blake, and that uneasy alliance we saw early on maybe already being tested here, Rory.
Well, someone's got to walk away the victor out of this, and you know that's eventually what's going to happen here. But these two wily veterans are taking the right approach here.
Just putting a hurting on Aaron Stone.
Aaron's shown that striking game early on, so they're trying to neutralize the arms, and now just driving in the shoulder.
Each of these men here savoring every moment of this, making sure to lay it in.
Alexander now
brings him down with a catatonic, going Well, thought going for the cover, instead taking a moment to gloat, and that may have cost him. In comes Donald Blake.
Donald Blake saying, no showboating, Walter. We got a job to do here.
The job seems to be to eliminate the threat of Aaron Stone. But right now, it seems like the plot has been lost as Alexander and Blake trading hands.
Strike after strike. Carmen, I still am having difficulty gathering my thoughts. The crowd on their feet chanting insanely loud here for Aaron Stone as the main man makes his way to the second rope.
Folks, if you have not been here to the Bullet Bob Armstrong Memorial Arena, there is no feeling quite like it. Join us. Cover made from Blake. Check social media for details how you can join us January 23rd as we crown a new junior heavyweight champion. Our special guest, Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Aaron Stone waiting for the right moment.
Welcome to the war zone, guys. Aaron Stone wiping out the competition. Double clothesline.
Aaron Stone has unleashed something furious here at the Bullet.
Gotta be careful not to lose focus here.
Spinning kick like a thorn in the eye to both Walter Alexander and Donald Blake. And huge scoop slam. Stone just feeding off this crowd.
So looking for that one final shot at a cruel twist of fate to the Blood Diamond.
That could do it.
Blake with a roll up. No, he stole it.
Here is your winner, Built Different, Donald Blake.
No nonsense, no frills. Built Different, Donald Blake saying one step ahead of his competition here tonight, outsmarting Aaron Stone.
That's what you got to do. You got to be quick on the draw if you want to make it far in DCW. But there's no denying that Aaron Stone had one of the most electric debuts I've ever witnessed in pro wrestling. Donald Blake still walking away the victor.
Well, folks, there is still more action to come. Do not go anywhere, folks, because DCW Synergy rolls on after this.
Introducing the new GLP-1 pill on Row. It's the same weight loss ingredient as the shot, now in a pill. The first ever FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss on Row, with an innovative formula that finally unlocks real GLP-1 results in a pill. One pill a day to lose 14% of your body weight in a year. The lowest price FDA-approved GLP-1 ever. Now on Row.
The beach is always just a lime away. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Some dream of curling up on the couch for the night. Others dream of spending all day in their outdoor oasis.
You're my favorite.
Whatever the dream, it's in reach. At IKEA, dream the possibilities.
I take myself up to keep from snacking.
You should try Wonderful Pistachios. They're tasty and healthy.
Delicious. High five.
See you out there.
Introducing new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Everybody come clap your hand. Oh, don't you know when you dance, you've got to smile or you can't cry. Try it a while, you'll be surprised. Baby, it's a rock and roll.
Pop, spin, and slide like an original. The original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Introducing first, from Hollywood, Florida, Zamir Dixon.
Well, welcome back to DCW Synergy, folks. If you're watching along, be sure to join the conversation online. Be sure to tag us on social media. Let us know that you're watching DCW Synergy as Zamir Dixon, the standout from 2025, turned a lot of heads here last week on Synergy. See if Zamir Dixon able to keep that momentum rolling along here tonight.
Talk about showing up on social media. Zamir Dixon coming up with a new dance for us all. Carmi, we should...
Let me get it on my phone. We're going to TikTok this.
We should try this later.
And his opponent.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Carmen, I don't think... I'm getting that feeling again.
Certainly a lot of discomfort now in the room.
And here they come.
We see Robbie Fang, followed closely by Viral Estrange, this mystery woman, and Azazel.
We saw this group last week, Carmen.
The intentions have yet to be made clear, but right now, let's call it what it is. This cult circling Zamir Dixon.
His ominous presence making their way into the ring, circling Zamir Dixon. I don't like the looks of this.
Dixon still on his guard, prepared for a fight.
Doesn't know where they're coming from. And this Azazel character just gave the signal.
Well, all bets are off now. It's Zamir Dixon just getting stomped out.
A 3-on-1 assault from this mysterious enclave. These drones, if you like, they're not.
A quick and vicious assault here. And as quick as it was, it certainly proved to be efficient. And this will be a night that Zamir Dixon will never forget.
They're gone. What does this mean for the landscape of DCW?
Early screening of Primate. Everyone in the audience was mic'd and recorded. Any horror movie can make one person jump out of their seat. We couldn't find one person who didn't.
Lucy, bad.
Primate tomorrow. Rated R.
Whoa, you know where I wanna go. Dancing in the afterglow. Sunset putting on a show. Oh. Whoa.
Wellness perfectly picked for you. Now at Target.
Just stress sweating through my third set of scrubs. Totally normal, very healthy. I'm sure it's not a sign of emotional unraveling.
You need new Secret Clinical Antiperspirant, STAT. Secret gives 3 times more stress sweat protection. Thanks. Got a punch? Secret, stay fresher under pressure.
What do you think about T-Mobile home internet only being $35 a month?
We need to take your mind off of this. Come check out my new man cave.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month, and it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Introducing first, led by Crusher Cottrell, Mason Mosley, and Leo Valentino, the Pillars of Pain!
Pillars of Pain back to full force, and take a look at that specimen right there. The specimen right there, Crusher Cottrell, at 19 years old, has already accomplished more than most accomplished in their entire life. Already a heavyweight champion, was scouted by every D1 prospect when it comes to college football. However, he chose to
Pillars of Pain establishing dominance here in the Bullet.
2025 was certainly the year of Crusher Cottrell, especially once joining forces here with Leo Valentino and Mason Mosley.
And let's not forget these three men are on the bounty board for the DCW Tag Team Champions, the last place I would want to find myself.
The Pillars of Pain are here and they're ready for a fight. And it's a fight they're gonna get.
And their opponents, hailing from the Gulag, at a combined weight of 490 pounds, they are your DCW Tag Team Champions, Reaper and Sergey, the Brute Force Bounties.
The Brute Force Bounties prepared for war, and they are here to collect tonight the DCW Tag Team Champions, looking to overcome the numbers advantage from the Pillars of Pain.
They only do 3.
What's your name?
Rory T. Miller.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm the Diamond Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to take a seat. I'm going to need you to get up real quick, all right? I know it's your
What the hell is going on?
Stay here,
Okay.
I'm going to need you to get up, all right? This is my time.
Oh, okay.
The Heavyweight Champion's time, you understand?
Sure. Okay.
Let's go. This has been fun. Have a good night, Rory. See you later, pal.
Well, Rory T. Miller has been removed from the broadcast booth. It looks like the DCW Heavyweight Champion, Jack Passion, will be joining me here for our main event.
You say the heavyweight champion or the three-time heavyweight champion, Jack Passion?
I do apologize,
Yeah, let's not
Mr.
make that
Passion.
mistake again twice. All right, Carmen? Very good.
Match officially underway, and it's the man who you defeated for that heavyweight championship kicking things off against Reaper of the Brute Force Bounties. Reaper sweeping the legs and immediately going on the attack here from the former champ. Now, Jack, what is it exactly that brings you out here tonight?
Why wouldn't I be out here? That's the God's honest truth. Why would you not want to see the Diamond Heavyweight Champion in person, Carmen? Don't you think that these people deserve to see
Sergey
a
into
true
the cover.
representation of this company? If you cut me off one more time while calling this match, you and I are going to have a real problem. You understand that?
I apologize. Just trying to do my job, sir. They're going to find out here tonight. It's going to take a lot more to keep down the former champion as Crusher Cottrell makes his way to the ropes.
Look at Crusher Cottrell, man. That guy looks phenomenal right now. You want to talk about one of the very top players that Diamond Championship Wrestling has ever seen? It's that young man right there in the center of that ring.
We can certainly agree on that. A top prospect, the Blue Chipper, certainly has limitless potential when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. I spoke on earlier as we go for the cover here. Sergey unable to keep down the former champ, but I mentioned it earlier. This is a man who could have had a career when it comes to professional football, when it comes to collegiate football, and instead opted to come into the world of professional wrestling. And it's something that he's achieved a lot of success in a short amount of time.
In such a short period of time, 19 years old, he could have had anything in the world, but he chose to step into the professional wrestling business and make a name for himself. And he could have done it anywhere in the world, but he decided to come to Diamond Championship Wrestling.
Brute Force Bounties just powering through now into the cover. The champions still unable.
It's going to take a little more than that to beat the former heavyweight champion.
If anyone would know, it would be you, who could forget about the wars you two went through for over a year.
Yeah, like I could forget, like anybody could forget. Him and I carried this company on our back for an entire calendar year, and the disrespect that I get shown now week after week, whether it's in person in the Bullet Bob Armstrong Memorial Arena or on social media, honestly, Carmen, it's disgusting. Honestly, if we're being real with each other at this point, they should just rename this to Passion's Palace, because that's what it's become.
I wouldn't go that far. However, I will give credit where credit is due. The matches that you two gentlemen had certainly are up there with the top matches in DCW wrestling history. As Cottrell making the tag, in comes Mason Mosley. Mosley, another man you have a bit of history with. Would you care to elaborate on that?
You know, Mason Mosley's an interesting guy because him and I, for a while, we were totally cool. But then once again, just like Andy V10 Hansen and anybody else that decides to get into the ring with Jack Passion, you crossed me.
Well, you mentioned Andy V10 Hansen. I think the question still remains. I think you touched on it last week about why you turned your back on the fans here at DCW. But Andy V10 Hansen was a man who considered you his best friend. And you laid him out right here in front of the broadcast table back at All Sales Final 2.
Let me make something perfectly clear to each and every person at home. I did not turn on the fans of professional wrestling here at Diamond Championship Wrestling. They turned on me. Every time I would come out here and I would try and entertain them, they wouldn't get up. They wouldn't show me the respect that I deserve. You understand that? And then Andy V10 Hansen, after my steel cage match with Crusher Cottrell, decides to come out and get involved in my business. He could have waited until I got into the back. He could have waited until I was done with my business to address me one-on-one. But no, what did he do? He inserted himself into my business, and that is not professional. Andy V10 Hansen is anything but professional, and he's going to have to work overtime to earn a heavyweight championship opportunity.
Well, I understand there's certainly some conflicted emotions there. You mentioned former friends, but clearly you feel like Andy V10 Hansen has ulterior motives with his eyes set on the heavyweight championship. But folks, do not go anywhere. More to come right after this.
The beach is always just a lime away. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Some dream of curling up on the couch for the night. Others dream of spending all day in their outdoor oasis.
You're my favorite.
Whatever the dream, it's in reach. At IKEA, dream the possibilities.
I take myself up to keep from snacking.
You should try Wonderful Pistachios. They're tasty and healthy.
Delicious. High five.
See you out there.
Introducing new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Everybody come clap your hand. Or don't you know when you dance, you've got to smile or you can't cry. Try it a while, you'll be surprised. Baby, it's a rock and roll.
Pop, spin, and slide like an original. The original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A.
Wellness perfectly picked for you. Now at Target.
Just stress sweating through my third set of scrubs. Totally normal, very healthy. I'm sure it's not a sign of emotional unraveling.
You need new Secret Clinical Antiperspirant, STAT. Secret gives 3 times more stress sweat protection.
Thanks.
Got a bunch. Secret, stay fresher under pressure.
What do you think about T-Mobile home internet only being $35 a month?
We need to take your mind off of this. Come check out my new man cave.
T-Mobile's got home internet, just $35 a month, and it's guaranteed for 5 years.
And we are back here at DCW Synergy, our main event 3-on-2 handicap match. As the Pillars of Pain taking on the tag team champions, Brute Force Bounties. Carmen Michael on the call with a very relaxed Jack Passion here at the broadcast table.
I feel fantastic. This is exactly what Diamond Championship Wrestling needed. You needed more of Jack Passion, truly the only thing that matters. But you know what? As we look back to the ring over here, I mean, the Pillars of Pain, they are putting up one heck of a fight, but the Brute Force Bounties, man, I just don't think they have what it takes to beat the 3 of these guys, man.
Well, it has been all Pillars of Pain here in our commercial break as Leo Valentino just hammering away on Reaper as he brings them to the corner. Attack made to Crusher Cottrell.
Yeah, that's right. Stomp them out. Let them know, baby. Dude, don't they look great? Don't they look great as a team up there?
They're certainly operating as a well-oiled machine here. However, that's easy to do when you have the 3-on-2 advantage, as we see here in our main event.
Honestly, if we're being real with one another, they could have, any 3 of those guys could have taken on both the Brutes at the same time. They just, I don't know. Something about them is just not very believable. You know what I'm saying, Carmen?
Cottrell taking a shot at Sergey on the outside, and Sergey doing more harm than good here.
That's it. It looks all good to me.
Getting in the head here of the wild card of the Brute Force Bounties, and now Reaper sent into the corner. Cottrell, the powerhouse, just launching Reaper into the corner. Big splash.
That's it. That is the speed and power of a collegiate athlete, man. Look at him.
That explosive offense from Crusher Cottrell. He can pick up speed like no other.
You don't find many of them, that's for sure. Man, just devastating strikes by Cottrell. Look at that. And then controlling the ring. I mean, this is why these guys, for the most part, have been so dominant here in Diamond Championship Wrestling. They work together, they use the numbers to their advantage, and they get the job done. Oh.
And that's really been the MO since the moment that this team was formed. As Mason Mosley thought going for the cover here, instead looking to inflict a little more punishment.
Oh, good tag.
And how confident do you have to be to turn your opponent towards his own tag team partner, almost daring Reaper to try to do something, and now the Pillars of Pain. Ooh! Catching a double clothesline from Reaper.
That's not good.
This could be the opportunity that Reaper needed.
We're gonna need a tag here.
Reaper reaching out, fingertips away. Makes the tag in comes the Russian, and in comes Crusher Cottrell. Sergey now with a right hand.
This doesn't look good. Uh-oh.
Sergey just teeing off here on the Pillars of Pain.
Up. Hands up.
And the momentum has certainly shifted in the favor of our tag team champ. Where are you going? Jack! Well, the DCW Heavyweight Champion has left the broadcast table. As the Brute Force Bounties looking to put an end to things. Looking to bag and tag Mason Mosley. A 1 in a million landing there. And that's going to do it.
And here are your winners, the DCW Tag Team Champions, the Brute Force Bounties.
Well, Jack Passion grabbing his championship here at the table. And speaking of champions, the Brute Force Bounties standing tall, proving once again that their mission here is to smash them, bag them, and tag them. And that is exactly what they did here in our main event. Folks, on behalf of everyone here at DCW, on behalf of my broadcast colleague, Rory T. Miller, I have been Carmen Michael, and that's going to do it for us here tonight on DCW Synergy. Be sure to tune in next week and follow us on social media for more details.